There are moments in life when our bodies begin to whisper things we once ignored. A sudden urgency, a quiet embarrassment, that little fear of laughing too hard, sneezing too loud, or being too far from a bathroom. But here's the truth no one talks about loudly enough. This isn't just getting older. You see, for many older women, frequent urination or even unexpected leaks don't come out of nowhere. They're not a punishment of age, but often the result of tiny, everyday habits we've carried for years without knowing the damage they were quietly doing. So today, let's pause. Let's talk honestly, gently, and without shame. Let's look at 7 common habits that may be secretly making it harder for you to stay dry, confident, and in control, because every woman deserves that at any age. Number 1, holding it in too long. The silent strain. You know, we women, especially the older and wiser ones, are brilliant at putting everyone else first. We wait, we hold, we postpone, even when our bodies whisper gently, "It's time." We say, "Not yet, I'm busy." Whether it's looking after grandchildren, finishing chores, waiting for the loo to be free, or simply thinking, "Oh, it can wait." We've trained ourselves over time to delay something so natural. And that's where the trouble begins. Holding in urine for long periods doesn't make your bladder stronger. It actually weakens it. Like a balloon that's overstretched one too many times, the bladder muscles begin to lose their elasticity. And over time, they stop emptying properly. The result? You feel like you need to go more often, or worse, leaks start to happen without warning. Doctors call it bladder retention or overflow incontinence. But let's put the jargon aside. What it really means is that our bladder becomes confused. It can't tell whether it's full or empty. And when you do finally go, it might not be a full release, just a dribble leaving you uncomfortable and frustrated. It's not about being strong or pushing through. It's about listening to our body with kindness. If your bladder signals, answer it without guilt. Because honoring that small urge now may protect your dignity and freedom tomorrow. And remember, caring for yourself isn't selfish, it's wise, especially when your bladder is trying to speak. Number 2, drinking too little water. The dehydration trap. Now here's something that often surprises people: drinking less water can actually make you pee more. Strange, isn't it? But the body, especially in our later years, becomes clever in survival, but not always wise in comfort. Many older women, once they notice frequent urination or leaks, make a quick decision. Right then, I'll drink less water. It feels logical. Less in must mean less out. Yes? But here's the catch. When we drink too little, our urine becomes concentrated. That darker, stronger smelling liquid is full of irritating chemicals and waste. And what does a sensitive bladder do when it's irritated? It spasms, it panics. It sends urgent signals. That means more bathroom trips, not fewer. And here's the kicker. It might not even be a full bladder causing that urgency. Just a little irritant swimming around is enough to set off alarms. Think of it like a smoke detector going off just because someone lit a candle. What's worse? Dehydration can lead to constipation, and a backed up bowel can press against the bladder, creating even more pressure. It's a quiet chain reaction, and many women don't realize they're caught in it until years later. So what's the gentle answer? It's not to flood yourself with liters of water all at once, but to sip steadily throughout the day. Clear, pale urine is the goal, not bone dry or bright yellow. Let your body feel safe. Let your bladder trust that it won't be punished with either floods or drought. In the end, hydration isn't just about thirst. It's about balance, calm, and care. And after all, you deserve to feel calm, even down to the very last drop. If this video brought a smile to your face or warmed your heart, don't forget to tap the like button. Number 3, drinking too much caffeine, the sneaky saboteur. Now, let's talk about an old friend that many of us greet first thing in the morning, the comforting cup of tea or coffee. Warm, familiar, and for some, absolutely non-negotiable. But here's the truth hidden beneath that steaming surface. Caffeine, while it wakes up the mind, also stirs the bladder in ways we might not realize. You see, caffeine is a diuretic. That means it encourages the body to produce more urine. But it's also a bladder irritant. It doesn't just fill your bladder faster. It makes it more sensitive, more jumpy. Even small amounts of caffeine can cause the bladder to contract before it's truly full. And that leads to urgency, to leaks, and to the dreaded "I just went, why do I need to go again?" Now, I'm not saying you have to give up your morning ritual entirely. Life is about joy. And for many, that joy comes in a delicate porcelain mug. But awareness is key. If you find yourself rushing to the loo more often after your second or third cup, it may be time to pause and reconsider. Could you swap one cup for a herbal tea? Could you opt for decaf in the afternoon when your bladder is already working overtime? And remember, caffeine isn't just in coffee. It's hiding in tea, fizzy drinks, chocolate, even in some medications. The cumulative effect can sneak up on you, so gentle observation is your best friend here. This isn't about giving up the small pleasures in life. It's about not letting them quietly chip away at your comfort and confidence. Because being able to laugh without worry, to go on a bus ride without counting toilets, to sleep through the night without interruptions, that's joy too. And you deserve all of it. Number 4. Avoiding the toilet outside the home. The fear of public loose. Let's be honest, public toilets aren't exactly anyone's favorite place. They can be noisy, rushed, not always clean, and often a bit of a gamble. And so, as we grow older, many of us make an unspoken decision. I'll just wait till I get home. But here's the quiet cost of that choice. Avoiding public restrooms, especially during long outings, shopping trips, or visits to family, means we often hold in urine far longer than we should. Not out of strength, but out of discomfort. And just like we spoke about earlier, holding it in too long stretches and stresses the bladder in ways it doesn't deserve. But beyond the physical strain, there's something deeper happening. A kind of shrinking not of the bladder, but of our life. We start planning our days around toilets. We decline invitations. We stay close to home, not because we want to, but because we're quietly afraid of needing the loo in unfamiliar places. And that's heartbreaking, really. Because aging shouldn't mean withdrawal. It should mean freedom, wisdom, and laughter in every corner of the world, loo or no loo. So what can we do? First, trust your right to use the facilities wherever you are. Public restrooms exist for you. Carry a small packet of tissues or sanitizer if it helps you feel more at ease. Know where toilets are when planning your trip. There are even apps to help. And if the worry is leaks, a discreet pad can offer confidence without shame. But please, don't train your body to suffer in silence. Your comfort matters, not just at home, but everywhere you go. Because life is too rich, too precious, to be lived only within the four walls of a bathroom you trust. Number 5. Ignoring pelvic floor exercises. The forgotten muscles. There's a part of the body we rarely talk about, not over tea, not even with our doctors, unless we're forced to. It's tucked away, out of sight, and for many women, out of mind. I'm talking about the pelvic floor. These quiet little muscles, stretched like a hammock beneath our pelvis, are the unsung heroes of bladder control. They hold things in place. They give us strength where we least expect it. And when they're strong, we feel steady, confident, free. But life is full of stretching, childbirth, years of lifting, coughing, menopause, gravity, time. All these gently wear down the pelvic floor. And unless we actively care for it, it quietly weakens until one day we laugh or sneeze or bend down. And a little leak betrays us. And here's the thing, this isn't something to feel embarrassed about. It's not about weakness or failure. It's about knowledge and choice. Many women never learn how to properly do pelvic floor exercises, also known as kedgels. Some were told once, half a lifetime ago, and then forgot. Others were too shy to ask. But now, more than ever, it's worth revisiting. It only takes a few minutes a day. No equipment, no gym membership. Just gentle, focused squeezing like you're trying to stop yourself midstream. Hold, breathe, release, and repeat. Over time, these tiny movements build strength where it truly matters. You wouldn't go a day without brushing your teeth, but your pelvic floor? It needs the same daily care, not just for bladder control, but for posture, for balance, for inner stability. Because when you feel strong down there, you walk taller, you laugh louder, and you move through life with quiet power. Let's not ignore these loyal muscles any longer. They've held us together through decades. The least we can do is hold them back. Number 6. Skipping bowel health. The hidden pressure. We don't often talk about bowel movements, do we? Not at the dinner table, not in polite conversation, and certainly not in public. It's one of those topics we tuck away private, even a little awkward. But here's something most people don't realize. What happens in your bowels can have a direct effect on your bladder. You see, the bladder and bowels share tight quarters in the lower abdomen. When your bowels are backed up, whether it's from constipation, straining, or irregular habits, they can press against the bladder like an unwanted guest overstaying their welcome. That pressure can limit how much your bladder can hold. It can cause urgency. It can make leaks more likely. And perhaps most frustrating of all, it can trick you into thinking your bladder is misbehaving when really it's your bowels sending mixed signals. And what causes this backup? Well, age slows things down. Medications can make things sluggish. And when we don't eat enough fiber, don't drink enough water, or ignore the urge to go, we create the perfect storm for constipation to quietly take root. So how do we gently steer things back on course? Start with the basics. Whole grains, fruits, vegetables, foods that move. Stay hydrated, move your body daily, and listen to your gut the way you would listen to a dear friend. Don't ignore the signs. Don't delay the visit to the loo. If you've struggled for years with bladder issues and no one's ever asked you about your bowel habits, then perhaps it's time we connect the dots. Because health isn't just about one part. It's a symphony, and when the bowels and bladder are in harmony, life becomes quieter, calmer, and more comfortable. And let's be honest, no woman should have to choose between dignity and digestion. You deserve both. Number 7, accepting leaks as just a part of getting older. Perhaps the most damaging habit of all is not something we do, but something we believe. That quiet resignation, that little shrug, that voice that says, "Oh well, it's just age." This is what happens now, isn't it? And to some extent, yes, our bodies change. Muscles soften, reflexes slow, hormones shift. But leaking urine isn't some unavoidable punishment handed down by time. It's not your fault. And here's the good news, it's not always permanent, too. Many women suffer in silence, buying pads in bulk, avoiding social events, giving up hobbies, even losing sleep, all because they've accepted something that can often be helped and sometimes even reversed. And do you know why they accept it? Because they were never told otherwise. Because no one talked about pelvic floor health at school. Because doctors sometimes rushed the conversation. Because magazines were more focused on wrinkles than dignity. But here's what we now know. With the right knowledge, small consistent habits, and sometimes a bit of professional guidance, you can regain control. You can reduce leaks. You can live again without fear of sneezes, giggles, or long car journeys. The shame isn't in leaking, it's in a world that taught you to quietly accept it instead of empowering you to change it. So if this series has taught you anything, let it be this. You are not helpless. Your body may be older, yes, but it is still yours. Still strong, still worthy of care and attention. Don't let silence steal your freedom. Speak to a doctor, a physiotherapist, a friend. Start those pelvic floor exercises. Stay hydrated. Eat fiber. Trust your body again. And remember, growing older isn't the end of comfort. It's the beginning of living more wisely. You deserve to move through the world with ease, with laughter, and with dry trousers. Yes, even now. Especially now. So, dear senior, if you've made it this far, take a moment to breathe, to honor yourself, because simply by watching this video, you've already done something powerful. You've chosen not to stay silent. You've chosen to care for yourself with gentleness, with wisdom, and with love. Maybe one of these 7 habits struck a chord with you, or perhaps all of them did. That's all right. There's no shame in not knowing, only strength in learning. Growing older isn't about giving up control. It's about reclaiming it in quieter, wiser ways. And if this video helped you feel a little more seen, a little less alone, then please consider sharing it with someone you love. A sister, a mother, a neighbor, a dear friend. You never know who's quietly struggling behind a brave smile. And of course, if you'd like more warm and honest conversations like this, please do subscribe to the channel. Tap that like button if this spoke to your heart. And leave us a comment below. We'd love to hear your story, or even just a hello. This space is for you. And lastly, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up for yourself. Your journey matters. Your comfort matters. Until next time, stay kind to your body, and even kinder to your heart.